Happy Wednesday. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Live in Conversation. My name is Daphnée Antoine, and I'm in conversation with the lovely attorney Daphnée Camilien. Hello, attorney Camilien.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday indeed. So today's a little bit different as we've had some major technical difficulty. So we apologize for coming later than usual. But this evening, though, we will have like a very important conversation. So please remember to share this live, share this conversation. Come on in with your question and concern. And as always, Attorney Chameleon will be sharing some immigration information with us. So if you know anyone who may need the information that she's going to be sharing, let them know, connect them so that we can all thrive together. Before we start, I'm going to have Attorney Chameleon sort of for disclosure.
Sure. I'm an attorney. Anything I say this evening doesn't enter you and I into any type of attorney-client relationship. And Renee is a financial entrepreneur. Anything she says does not enter you and her into any type of fiduciary duty relationship. The information that we shared this evening is for information purposes only. And if you need financial advice or entrepreneurship advice, you can reach out to Renee individually. And if you are looking for a consultation, you can reach out to me as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So let's go right into the attorney segment, so you can share with us any educational aspect of immigration news or any upcoming immigration news right now. Okay.
Yeah, sure. We only have a couple things going on right now. And one of the biggest things is that TPS, which is temporary protected status, the Biden administration has given TPS to the Afghan people who are currently in the United States. So for those people who are from Afghanistan, because of the things that are going on in that country, the United States has designated Afghanistan as a TPS country, which means temporary protected status. And the United States gives this special status to certain countries, to certain people who are from these countries that have either war, natural disasters, things of that nature going on. And so what that means is if you are in the United States and you are without status and you're from those countries, you can file for this temporary protected status. Or you cannot go back to your country for these reasons. You can file for temporary protected status, and you'll be allowed to work and be protected under this status. And it's for 18 months. That's the other big thing. So it was just designated, and it's going to go on for the next 18 months. The next thing is Ukraine. And it was March, I believe, 3rd, the United States immigration has put a stop on deportation. So those people from Ukraine, those who are set to be deported or have pending deportations, they will not be deported back to Ukraine because of the war with Russia currently right now. And today is March 16th. And as of today, so that happened March 3rd, but there's other countries that are still being deported, and they have stuff going on in their countries as far as not only natural disasters but political turmoil. And you have certain Congress people. One of them was Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, as well as Congressman Jones. Excuse me. They recently wrote a letter to the Biden administration saying that it's because the Biden administration extended goodwill and humanitarian relief to the people of Ukraine because of the war going on, and they decided to stop deportations. They were also asking that deportations be stopped for Haitians that are coming to United States shores. That letter went out today. This is not the first time that Congresswoman Presley has written to President Biden's administration. So we have to stay tuned to see if there's any results or anything that's going to come of it. But they were asking to extend the goodwill and humanitarian efforts to the Haitian people as well. And that's what I have for you, immigration news today.
Always great information. So let me just quickly follow up
Hmm.
on the basically say the congresswoman is asking President Biden to expand temporary protected status for Haitians.
No, so the temporary protected status is, I'm sorry if I misspoke.
No,
Temporary
it's
protected
okay. I
status.
might have misunderstood.
No, they it's already been extended to the Haitians. They're asking that to stop deportations. So
Okay.
yeah, so right now, so the Biden administration, since last year, I believe it's September of last year till now, has deported the most amount of Haitians, more than Trump, Obama, and Bush, right? So it's been in his since he's been president, it's been over 20,000 people have been deported. Not just people, Haitian people have been deported,
Yes.
and people are different groups are protesting because they're saying all the stuff that's going on. They've had an earthquake, they've had a president assassinated. There's no presidency right now. There's just so much stuff going on to not deport these people and allow the people who are coming here to at least file for asylum and
Mhm.
then at least go through the court system. And they're not allowing it. They're saying because of COVID-19, Title 42, we're going to
Yes.
just deport the people. But they're saying, okay, what's going on? It's not the same what's going on in Ukraine. I
Yes.
don't want to compare it. What's going on in Ukraine, though, the U.S. is extending humanitarian efforts to those people. So they're asking, can you also do that for the
Haitian
Haitian
people.
people? So we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we shall see, and I'm sure you will keep us updated as
Yes.
always. So
Yes.
thank you for always coming here, share your knowledge with us. And for those of you watching, if you need an attorney, Attorney Camilien is here. She's offering free consultation, 15 minutes, 15 minutes consultation. So if you have someone who have a question or you potentially may have a case, reach out to her. Her phone number is scrolling on the bottom right here. It's 847-410-9022, 847-410-9022, and you can also visit chameleonlaw.com. And maybe you have a question that you would like to extra live or have an answer live for you, reach out to me or reach out to her or put it in the comment, and then hopefully she will have an answer for you the following week. So with that being said, recently on March 8th, every March 8th, and we celebrate International Women's Day. And so, if you're a woman watching right now, happy International Women's Day or belated International Women's Day to you. But this conversation we're going to have right now is specifically regarding incarcerated moms, women who are also mothers. Okay, and then so we have to remember that as as a nation, as a people, we have to remember incarcerated moms. We have to remember incarcerated women. And when we are celebrating International Women's Day, uh, they have to come to mind as well. It's this is an important conversation. So if unfortunately you've been affected by this issue, or you know someone who has been affected by this issue, I'm going to share some resources right now that can potentially help. So with that being said, connect anyone you know who may be interested in those resources. And as we continue, I will also research more resources and put them in the comment. So connect. So with that being said, Daphne, let me include you. What am I doing? Hello? Okay, I cannot hear you.
As we were having technical difficulties, I'm just
Yes.
trying to get into a better position. But
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll let you take your time and let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Awesome. So as we are I guess awaiting Attorney Chameleon, let me go ahead and share some statistics with you all about incarcerated women and moms. So I'm going to go to Motherhood Beyond Bars website. And so if you can see right here, it is an organization that supports mothers who are incarcerated. Um, and so right here, it's giving us some statistics, and it says by the numbers, 4% of the women in state prisons are pregnant when admitted. 67% of women in prison are mothers to dependent children. And then I'm assuming this organization is in Georgia. And it also states that Georgia has more people in prison and on probation than any state in the country. So basically, what this organization does, let me go to the mission and vision for you all. And it basically says Motherhood Beyond Bars provides supports for infant born to incarcerated women and works to reunify families. And a lot of time when we hear about incarcerated people, I think that people often, or some people often think linear. So basically, there's this one individual who committed a crime, and then we can define crime at a time, but it's something that is illegal according to the law of the state they are living in, and therefore they must pay for it. But I think what's missing in the conversation is all the other people that are affected by the supposed punishment, in how as a society as well, it's not helping us. And then so the vision of this organization is it says pregnancy and birth should be a time of transformation, not trauma. Every woman should have access to quality care and compassionate childbirth support. Every child born to an incarcerated woman deserves to be bonded from birth and supported by a community of care. Women moving beyond prison should be prepared to parent with confidence. Okay, you back, Daphne? All right.
I am.
Awesome, awesome. And so basically I was just sharing a few statistics, kind of like what is going on with Mothers Beyond Bars, and how come more people are not aware of it, more people are not doing something about it, and what can we do as a society to help children who have incarcerated parents, and to help parents who are incarcerated. So this is the conversation we're going to be having, and in some resources we will be sharing as well. What's your thought, Daphne?
You know what, people in jail and prison are often the forgotten people.
Yes.
Um, I've had the opportunity to work at Cook County Jail here in Chicago. Cook County Jail is the either second or third largest jail in the United States.
Mhm.
So it's quite humongous. It's quite big. And I've
Yes.
worked with men and women who were awaiting their bond court, and working with them with a project with the public defender's office. So it was, it was very eye opening, working with people who were, about to figure out if they're going to get out on bond or they have to stay in jail,
Yes.
and then go on to their trial. Um, what you learn is very humbling. For me, it was very humbling. And what you learn a lot of things. You learn that they're people first. So,
Yes.
people really, it is easy to say, well, you did this crime, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. And for people who are, in jail, um, there are families, part of my job was to sometimes contact families, and people, just for various reasons. But there are kids, there are mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, they have responsibilities, they are members of the community, and they are left behind. So I think people, the number one thing is, if you the thing is, it's really easy to say somebody's a certain way until you get to
Yeah,
know people, right? So,
exactly.
when you start to get to know people, it's really hard to just, throw them away. But I think that's why people don't think about it or think about it as an issue, because they think certain things of people who go to jail. And people make I'm not giving excuses, but people do
Yes,
make mistakes. And one mistake shouldn't define your life, you know.
exactly. I mean, like, that's a good point that you made. People make mistakes, but at the same time, there's people who've been accused and who have not been found guilty of a crime yet, and technically are incarcerated because
Right.
they can't afford bond.
Absolutely. And
So
so,
that's another issue of itself. And now we have the stigma on this person, assuming this person is a criminal, but the only issue is that they're poor.
right, right. And
So
that
poverty become criminalized.
right, right. So they're criminalized twice. So they're
Yes.
right. So they're put in the system, and then you're 100% true. If they can't bond out, then that's another trauma. And most people who are not to get off in the weeds, but most
Yes.
people who can't afford bonds are more likely to accept a plea than
Yes.
and then stay in jail and fight it. And it makes sense, right? Because people would always say, well, if I was innocent, there's no way I would say I was guilty. And it's like, if you're not a person who's accustomed to going to jail on a regular basis, and someone throws you into jail, and you may have that attitude the first day, the second day, but if I came to talk to you after a couple weeks and I said, if you say you take a plea today, time considered served, and you get to walk out of this jail today,
Mm.
I bet 9 out of 10 people would take it,
Yeah.
especially if that's not your life,
Mhm.
and you're not, and also you don't have resources to get a lawyer. You are appointed a public defender, but um, you have to go through the process. And if you don't
Yeah.
do jail, like I said, most of us don't do jail.
Yes,
um,
exactly.
you'll do whatever it
Exactly.
takes to get out.
And then so as we are focusing on Women History Month, we are focusing on women and now and moms.
Hmm.
Now you're in a situation where you're trying to get home. you know,
Yeah,
you don't want to lose your job. You're trying to get if you have a job, you want to make sure that you can still keep that job, and you want to go home to your kids. You may
100%.
you may
Yeah,
make some decision that in the long run may cause you more hurt or more pain, but in the time being it's like I'm trying to do the best that I can for my family.
yeah, 100%, 100%. So it's really understandable. And that's there's in those circumstances, and then there's other circumstances where people do stuff and they get
Yes,
convicted
you get
and they go to prison, and then what happens to those kids?
to, to the kids, exactly. So this conversation basically, I guess, it started from this book that my mentor, Mariame Kaba, she is an organizer, an educator. If you go to her website, I mean, she does it all. But in her website, she introduced herself as, "My name is Mariame Kaba. I'm an organizer, educator, and curator. My work focuses on ending violence, dismantling the prison industrial complex, transformative justice, and supporting youth leadership development." And so I had the privilege of working with Mariam around 2003, 2007 in regards to working on violence against women or against as well as teen dating violence, pseudo harassment, sexual harassment. So basically we researched that and we took action against it. In addition to doing that, Miriam is working on potentially closing jails, that there should not be prison and there should not be jails. And in her most recent book, See You Soon, she's basically shining a light on this issue we're talking about now, moms who are incarcerated. And this is a book that is highly recommended for children or even the adults who are incarcerated. That could be something that's very comforting, to remind them of the kids, and to basically to give to children of incarcerated parents as well. So let me just go to Haymarket. That's the publisher. Give me 1 second. Um, So here it is right here. It's called See You Soon. It's written by Mariame Kaba and then illustrated by Bianca Diaz. And I guess it's basically having a conversation about this whole system of throwing women away and forgetting that they're actually connected to a larger community and to people who depend on them. And then, oh, I forgot to mention that Mariam Kaba is also a New York Times best-selling author. So it says, from New York Times bestselling author Mariame Kaba, a poignant, beautifully illustrated story of a little girl's worry when her mama goes to jail, and the love that bridges the distance between them. Because children doesn't really understand that concept. They only see that, this person who is my parent,
Yeah.
who takes care of me, and now I no longer see them. I don't know what's going on with them. I do not know when they're coming back. Are they coming back? And then I think that I guess this book is kind of helping to relieve that anxiety, but at the same time educating the everyday people about this is actually what goes on, to families when a parent goes to jail. She also has another book called Missing Daddy, and it's specifically focusing on fathers in the incarcerated fathers, but then we're talking about moms now. So that's why I'm focusing on the book See You Soon. So what is your thought on that, Daphnée?
No, I think it's great that there's a book that's actually addressing it,
Mm-hmm.
that children can see it and then see that maybe they're not the only ones, that there are other
Yeah.
children out there who may have a parent that is incarcerated, and then and for whatever comfort it could add some comfort to it. um
Yes.
but yeah, it's a tough situation. It's we always say it takes a village. It does, because of who takes care of these kids when they're out. And then we have to think about when the moms do come out as well, reintegrating back into society with their children, you know so I think having something like that, having a kid see someone else in the book that looks like them, that's going
Hmm.
through the same thing, to let them know that they're not the only ones, could be some type some comfort.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, what Miriam and Haymarket are doing is that they are offering this book to different organizations who support incarcerated families or incarcerated mom. And then so when you purchase a book, you can purchase a book and have it donated to one of these organizations who does care kits for families. So whether they send it to the incarcerated parent or maybe they send it to the children, but then you can go ahead to the website. I included it in the comment. I'm sorry, in the description of the live. You can go to haymarket.org, click on the link better. And so right now it's saying that there's over 2,000 requests for the book already. Okay, so if you would like to be, I mean, I would say if this is part of the solution, because this part of the solution is educating, is um, you know, it's basically sharing the story. It's basically letting people know this is what's going on. It's basically comforting a family member, and if you want to be part of that, you can go ahead and purchase one of the books and have it be donated to one of the organization who supports again incarcerated families, and they will do care kits for them, and they will receive it or they will send it to the children. So that being said, I also talk to you all about Motherhood Beyond Bars, and Motherhood Beyond Bars basically does the same thing, and that is supporting incarcerated families. um the website, I had the website here, but in the website is, or I'll include the website in the comment. And then so I guess the point of this live tonight is for us to be aware. Just to raise awareness. Anything you want to add, Daphne?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, we're in Women's Month, and we are, multidimensional, and that we don't want them to be forgotten too, because these are still
Exactly.
women first. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, because we celebrate International Women's Day, and it's like who's obviously those organization who's doing the work and who's connecting and who's helping, but I guess the point is that as a society, as a community, we too must be aware of that. And
Right.
if I'm being honest, it's Marian's work who's shedding the light in this issue for me. And then so I think more people should have this conversation, because even your neighbor could be facing this issue and you don't know it. And that doesn't, I mean, we are not talking about, people shouldn't, I guess, I mean, we're not excusing anyone from whatever they did, but at the same time, we are a community, these children that matters, and we have to know how can we support, and we have to support our communities, and we have to support our neighbors, and we have to find ways that we can show compassion to people, and not forget, and then we can start showing compassion by not forgetting them.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And buying a book.
Buy the book. So
Right.
go to Haymarket. It's called See You Soon. So, and then also, if you, even if you, I mean, if you can buy it, go and buy it. If you cannot buy it, share it. Okay, share it,
Okay.
but also reach out to your librarian, and then ask them if they can go ahead and kind of have this book available to children, to families, because we need the awareness in our community. So or even organizations, maybe you can have an event, you can have an event to support families who are dealing with having an incarcerated family member. Maybe that's volunteer with organization who support incarcerated families. That could be just helping with a care kit. So let's just be compassionate. Let's remember our neighbors, uh, and let's try to be part of the solution. It's 9:07, Daphne. I think we did a good job
Oh,
on sharing this. Anything you want to add as we closing?
no, that was it. I think we discussed all. Yep, that's it. That's all I'll say.
That's it. All right. Well, this has been live in conversation. Thank you for all of you who are watching, who are sharing. Again, we had technical difficulties, so we apologize about that. Um, and if you just joining now, Attorney Chameleon spoke about TPS being extended to people from Afghanistan. Obviously, last week she talked about how it's extended to Ukrainians. And also, right now, we are awaiting response from President Biden with respect to kind of suspend deportation of Haitian at this time. And if you have not been following, Haiti has been going through a lot lately, ranging from natural disasters such as earthquake, assassination of a sitting president, and I mean multiple massive continuous gang violence and kidnapping. And so, as a I guess a humanitarian act is that President Biden currently suspend any um, current deportation proceedings. So hopefully we hear some news on that, and Attorney Cameron will always keep us updated, because this is what she does. So if you ever in need of a service, or you know someone who may be in need of a service, she can be reached at 847-410-9022. Again, that's 847-410-9022, or chameleonlaw.com. And if you happen to have any questions for Attorney Chameleon, you can always message us, or put it, type it in the comment. or reach out to either one of us, and hopefully we can answer it for you during our next live and conversation. So this month is Women History Month. We say happy Women History to all of you. Go ahead and make history. And we wanted to share a Haitian woman pioneer, but we'll do that next week. With that being said, have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye for now. See you all next Wednesday and live in conversation. Any last word, Daphne?
Nope, but bye.
Bye. See you all next Wednesday. Bye bye.
See you next
Thank you.
Wednesday.